It's pull day, bro, and no, I'm not going to be pulling any brown gym girls, but I am going to try and pull some heavy weights. So right now, I'm just trying to warm myself up with Romanian deadlifts. I'm about to do some deadlifts, but I messed up. I made a mistake because 2 days ago, I did an SBD day, and an SBD day in episode 4, which you might have seen. In that SBD day, I did squat, bench, and deadlift because I want to make the most of this equipment here. And as you can see, it's pretty busy this day, right? It's pretty busy. A lot of people in, all the powerlifters are in, getting humbled left, right, and center. But I did an SBD day, and having done that SBD day, those deadlifts fatigued me. And doing deadlifts 2 days later was a bit of a mistake. And I think the main effect was on my spinal erectors, the lower back muscle, which meant that I wasn't able to engage them as well, and the form wasn't quite as well. It wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be. And before, in my mind, I was thinking that I'd go for a PR today. I thought that, okay, you know what? Episode 5 of the series, stuff was feeling nice and light last time. I didn't get it on video because I went to another gym yesterday, but I did hit 105 kg on the bench press. I managed to hit that for PR. So I was thinking, you know what? Strength is up. Today, I might be able to go for a PR as well. But that wasn't the case, so I'm stuck here. So what you've just seen me do, I've done 40 kg Romanian deadlifts, then 60 kg as a warm-up, and 100 kg as well. I saw the first set of 100, and I wanted to try it again, so you just saw my second set there, because I just wanted to work on the form a little bit. The form wasn't feeling the best today. Now, it's not absolutely terrible, but there is a little bit of background that is poking through. And certain days, I get this, but other days, I sort it out. Other days, my form is on point. Today, stuff was feeling alright, but there was this little bit of annoying background. It just kept sticking around. It wasn't going away. So right here, I warmed up to a 160 single. I thought I might go heavier before, but then I thought, nah, actually, let's keep it there. And I thought that I'd do a form set instead. So I went down to 100 kilograms afterwards, 225 pounds. Thought I'd just work on trying to keep the tension and stuff a little bit more consistent. And the form is alright, but again, I think it's one of those days where the spinal erectors were fatigued. So I wasn't able to push as hard as I would have liked to. But that's a lesson, and that's one of the benefits of why doing deadlifts once a week would actually be a pretty good thing, because doing them on one of the pull days and then doing weighted pull-ups on the other one would have been pretty cool. And it would have allowed me to recover better, but my mistake, my bad here. So now I'm getting on the rings. So I've just done deadlifts, and my grip is a little bit fatigued, but I want to build that up. And I want to get better with this one arm grip, because like I said before, I was never a monkey bar kid, you see? I always sucked at that kind of stuff. So now I'm being able to hold these rings with one arm for a little bit longer, and I'm able to do stuff like the scapular pull-ups with one arm, where I'm able to shrug myself up a bit into an active hang, which is pretty cool. So here I'm trying to build up that strength a little bit more, and what I'm doing is what are called archer pull-ups. When we do these archer pull-ups, the form is slightly off with a few of these because you're meant to fully straighten out the arm, but you basically go from one side to the other. Then once I'd done that, I thought I'd do a little pull-up. Then I thought I'd just do a little skin the cat, because why not? It's a bunch of fun, right? So give myself my shoulders a little bit of stretch like that. And then I thought I'd give you some upside down pull-ups, you know? Because you got to do some upside down pull-ups, man. You got to enjoy yourself. And also, one of my mates, Jay, if you're watching this, you're G, my bro. But he's the GOAT. He's too good. He's too good at upside down pull-ups. And I love a bit of friendly competition. So I'll be able to get to the same point as him. Now, my legs are a little bit straighter, but his are just too clean, man. So, I don't know. The competition continues. That was done. And I thought I'd try another set of these archer pull-ups, trying to keep the form a little bit better, making sure that I stretch out the arms fully. And this is one of the progressions so that you can do the one-arm pull-up in the future. It's way easier than the one-arm pull-up, because the one-arm pull-up, man, that is some hard stuff. There you have to basically... Well, you have to pull your whole body weight with one arm, man. I can barely hang my body weight with one arm, so that's difficult. And I thought I'd just do this skin the cat again, just vibe there a little bit, try and control it better, build up that core strength. Here, the pump cover came off. Not a hoodie this time, because I just didn't feel like wearing a hoodie today. Just put on a jumper instead, but still a pump cover. Still winter appropriate, so we're all good. And here, I don't know what that hand movement was, bro. I think I was just stretching it out, but it looks like I'm trying to be a conductor or something. But anyway, I started to do some skin the cats after this too, with straight legs. I'm trying to improve my grip strength a lot as well, and one of the ways to do that is just train stuff that needs your forearms, man, because trust me, my forearms are burning. It might not look like it, but inside I'm in pain, bro. I'm in pain. I'm just trying to bear all of that. You can see a little bit of the pain coming through. There's only a certain amount of time that you can hide the pain from being shown externally, right? So I've started to see the pain being expressed more externally. And my point was, before I went off on a tangent, my point was that to train the grip strength, you literally just have to practice it. And on my pull days, when I combine pretty heavy deadlifts or weighted pull-ups with the rings as well, and with the stuff afterwards, I get an insane forearm burn. But it means my grip strength has gone up a ton. It means I can hold myself with one arm now, which I was never able to do in the past. I can row. I tried rowing 44 kg dumbbells just to mess around in a couple sessions ago, and I was able to do that pretty easy, which was awesome to see. And the only reason I'm able to do that is just because I trained the grip strength. So here I moved on to some lat pull downs, and I've been trying a sort of, I guess, a kind of mid grip with these, because in the past I used to do a very wide grip with these to target the wider back muscles like the teres major and stuff like that. If you go for more of a narrow grip, you're going to target the lats a little bit more. This in the middle, it's sort of, I guess it gives you the best of both worlds, but it's a bit of a learning curve to get it down. But I'm just trying to get used to this kind of grip. It feels a bit more comfortable, to be honest. It feels like I can control it a little bit more. So I warmed up with a first warm-up of 42 kg. And then I like to do a second warm-up on lat pull-downs too, just to really work on the explosive power. So this one I put 56 kg on. And I do like to visualize myself pulling with 3 different parts. I like to think that I have a chain, and that is my thumb, my pinky, and my elbow. And that way I'm using those 3 points as a tripod chain. I'm using all 3 of those to drive downward. And for me personally, I find that it's easier to visualize that if I have my thumbs over the bar. So that can help with fingertip grip strength as well. But it doesn't really matter. Again, like, there's quite a few, with a lot of these exercises, there's a few right ways to do them, right? So for me, I just find this works. And as you can see, I'm pushing hard. You got to push with intensity when it comes to these working sets, you see. You've got to push hard. And as long as you're able to maintain pretty good form, it can be very useful. So there I did 77 kg. Now I've gone down to 70 kg. Trying to work on that explosive strength. Trying to work on keeping my forearms alive, because they're starting to feel the burn properly. And they are something that can be a limiting factor a lot of the time for a lot of people. But that's why I don't use straps. I don't use straps at all, because even though it means that your grip will no longer be a limiting factor, if you keep using straps, if you keep relying on straps, then you're making your grip a limiting factor. You know what I mean? You're going to keep your forearms weak. You're going to keep your grip strength weak. So for me personally, I just want to use it as much as I can. I want to build up that forearm strength. So there I did a set of 70 kg. I did another one, but I decided I'm not going to show every single set, just in terms of pacing, because if I show you every single set that I'm doing, it's like 2 or 3 of the same sets over and over. So I don't think you need to see all of that. So I did a warm-up set before this, and now I've got the preacher curl. Got 10 kg on each side. And again, I think the preacher curl itself, the easy bar that I use for the preacher curl, I think that weighs about 10 kg as well. So 30 kg here. I do go all the way down. There's just like one video of this guy getting a bicep tear. I think it scared everyone from doing... Everyone got scared of doing full range of motion when it comes to this exercise. But it's like, when it comes to other things, when it comes to the bench press, when it comes to other exercises, you still do full range of motion. And if you half rep that, eventually when the weight is too heavy, you're going to get forced into full range of motion. You're going to be forced. Say you were doing bench press and the weight is too heavy. So normally you're used to half repping. You're not used to touching your chest. You're used to stopping it a little bit before that. And then it's so heavy that it does go below that point and it does end up touching your chest. Then you're not going to be able to handle that. And the risk of injury is actually pretty high there because you're not used to it. Your chest can't handle that. So to train full range of motion, that actually prevents injury because it means that you won't have the injury when you do go into that range of motion, because there will be a point where that will happen against your choice. So when it comes to preacher curls, surely you want to do the same thing, right? Surely you do want to give it that full range of motion. And this is the same thing when people talk about not locking out on leg press. I guess you can stop yourself from doing that because you don't necessarily get forced into that. But still, I feel like keeping that full range of motion actually stops you from risk of injury. As long as you're not banging the joints too much, as long as you're not like pushing the knee joint and clicking it into place or anything like that, anything nasty like that, then you're going to be good. So you saw my preacher curl set. You saw that I took that to intensity, and I like to do what's called a superset. So I like to do a different exercise after that to really burn out the biceps and the forearms as well. And trust me, the forearms are feeling it because everything I've shown you so far has used the forearms. And hammer curls are one of the painful exercises when it comes to the forearms as well. But I like to do them alternating, trying to keep my elbows in one position, not letting them move forward too much. Trying to just really keep the control. You can see me struggling. You can see me trying my best to keep going. But it is good to push with this intensity. And you should build up towards it. But if you're like a late stage beginner, early intermediate, you should be training with this intensity. If you're further along than that, then yeah, you should be training with this. As long as you keep the form good, as long as you're not running any risk of injury, chances are you're probably not training hard enough. You just saw this set. This set has been going on for like 3 minutes, bro. This set, I had a tiny water break in between the superset, in between the preacher curl and the hammers. They got straight into it. You can see me struggling. And that's just the external pain. The internal pain was crazy, man. Trust me. You got to try it yourself, man. Try that yourself. So now, I'm still trying to find that perfect angle. I had this sick angle when I recorded this once, and I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there. And I know you can see the bunda, bro, but that's not the point. I want you to focus on the traps. I don't want you looking down there. I don't want you to be breaking your no-fap streak, man. I'm not deliberately trying to give you sus angles. It's just kind of unavoidable. So that's that. But here I've got 35 kg dumbbells. Again, properly testing my grip strength. And the grip is going to be the limiting factor. But I am trying to build that up. And I still get a very good contraction on the traps. Like, even if my grip wasn't going to give out, the traps would give out pretty soon anyway. So I did a couple more sets of that, but I didn't film it because it's just the same thing. I don't want to give you too many sus angles, bro. I can't be giving all of that away. And this isn't back or biceps. This isn't technically a pull day. But I think it's good to spam lateral raises. I think it's good to get as much volume of that as you can. So here I've got 10 kg dumbbells. I'm just trying to keep the form controlled, trying to keep it consistent. Trying my best to push with intensity as well. I find that if I keep a slight bend in the elbows and I bring them slightly in front of me, that's the best for engaging them, because it engages them in what's called the scapular plane, which is slightly in front of you, which is where the shoulders get engaged the best. And I don't really go past parallel, because if you go past parallel, I find that, at least for me, the traps do take over. So that was a set of that. And then I thought I'd give it some posing. I wanted to try this thing called the Atlas pose. And it needs a little bit of work, and my posing in general needs a little bit of work. But I give all of this posing 2 attempts, so you'll see it continue until the end of the video. And I do need to work on this, but in terms of the confidence, bro, I would have been way too afraid to take off my shirt and do this kind of posing in the past, man. Especially in a gym like this, because even though it's not as weird, because people in this gym do it quite often, you've got proper bodybuilders, man. You've got proper bodybuilders who know the posing, whose physiques are absolutely incredible. So I would have felt too intimidated in the past. I still feel a little bit of those feelings, but I do these things anyway. So if you do want to learn the lessons from me when it comes to mindset, there's absolutely free one-on-one coaching in the description. Bro, I've run over the video again, but doesn't matter. I hope you enjoyed that black screen still. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, bro, keep improving.